Did you have a question?
Yes. You mentioned that about a third of the counties had passed a resolution. Is that right?
Yeah, 30 out of 72, so we're approaching half. Yeah.
Okay, almost half.
So,
Have any taken the vote and it lost?
yes.
How many of them?
Nancy?
Okay, so one county, Kenosha,
Kenosha.
turned it down and then revoted and adopted it. So now
Like
it's
a month or two
zero.
later. So no other counties have voted it down?
No.
There are counties that have refused to consider it.
That I
right?
don't know about.
Yeah, there are counties that, where it's been introduced as a resolution that hasn't.
Okay,
been
so
considered.
putting it before a county board is not a difficult thing to do because one supervisor can put an item on the agenda.
Yeah, I mean, they can't necessarily get a vote at the full board, but right.
Yeah, the point is, when I talked to the people that initiated this, a fellow that, I've forgotten the county he's from, but that had the first
Yeah.
vote.
The first vote this year, Hans in Lincoln County, Hans Brian Moser.
And I talked to one of the supervisors there, and we exchanged some emails. He eventually said to me, we don't need losses in this, Carl. So think seriously about whether your county is likely to pass it or not.
Yeah,
So
I
that kind of caused me to go,
Yeah.
oh, well, I hadn't really, I mean, I'm not trying to
Yeah,
help.
let me
Bill
repeat for
Dunn.
everybody so they can hear what you're saying. It's good. So what, and I'm sorry, what's your name?
Carl.
Carl.
Yeah.
And you're a county supervisor?
Yes.
Okay, great. Carl the county supervisor. It's like a children's book. Carl the county supervisor. Carl was saying, you know, has any county proposed a resolution and it not passed? And that he got some advice, don't introduce it if it's not going to pass. I'm going to disagree with that. Part of the problem in our politics is that we don't actually have the debate. And that's when we talk about what's happening in the university, or what's happening with roads, or what's happening with environmental protection, what's happening is the political process is getting short-circuited. The people actually are pretty united on these things. There's no groundswell of Wisconsin citizens who want to destroy the world-class university system, the UW. In fact, I do work for a nonprofit in Northeast Wisconsin called New North Incorporated, whose board is made up entirely of corporate executives. Almost all of whom are members of Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce, almost exclusively Republicans who supported Scott Walker. And that board unanimously passed a resolution saying, please don't cut the university. But they didn't listen because partisan control is set in stone. So I would actually argue that it's important to have this debate. It's not just about winning. It's about putting the issue in front of people. And I think you will be surprised, and we will be surprised, at who will get on board. But if you don't ask, people don't get on board. There's a Republican congressman in Green Bay named Mike Gallagher who is a champion on this issue. I don't know that I agree with him on anything else, but on this issue, he's a champion. He's sponsoring the national bill to end partisan gerrymandering for congressional redistricting. He, you know, is aligned with Arnold Schwarzenegger and John Kasich and others who've signed on amicus briefs. So I would say that, look, I don't know if it's going to pass on Zaaki County or not, but it's not a talking point for me that it's passed unanimously or that we've never had a loss. We're saying, look, we're at 30. And if we go out and have the debate in 20 more counties, we're going to get over half the counties. We're already at over half the population. We're already at 2/3 of the counties that have passed it, voted for Trump, or Republican counties, not Democratic counties, right? So I would rather you have the debate. That's as the Fair Elections Project director, I would never offer the advice that you shouldn't introduce this because we're afraid of losing. We want to have the debate. So, any more questions?
And then it gets reported to the newspaper how it came out, one way or the other, too. So we all know how our own people.
That's what she's right. The more public discussion there is of this issue, the more conversations on the news, the more conversations in coffee shops, the more meetings like this, right? The more we talk about this issue, the more people are convinced that this is wrong. You don't have to be a Democrat to think this is wrong. You don't have to be a Republican or independent. It doesn't matter. It's just wrong. You can look at it and say, look, the election should be meaningful, right? You can look at this chart over here and say, wow, we have, you know, we've looked at redistricting plans from 1972 to 2014. There's 800 plans represented on this chart, and we're down here, right? This is the most biased, least biased, right? These are things that people can get on board with, and that's why we have, at the Fair Elections Project, bipartisan leadership. We have a former Senate Majority Leader who's a Republican and a former Senate Majority Leader who's a Democrat, Dale Schultz and Tim Cullen, and they're our co-chairs. And they represent this view that like there need to be some moderates, that it can't just be people on the two wings, that we have to have a government that works for all of us. And that's the thing that we're looking for at the Fair Elections Project. Whatever all of our own political persuasion is, right? I'm not going to become more moderate because I think we need a system that works. I want a system that works because I know that the result of that is that, you know, people think that Wisconsin's a better state. People want to move here. They want to go to college here. They want to raise their family here. That's the kind of thing we're looking for. So on that note, I'll let it go and I'll stick around as I'm breaking down here and answer any more questions. Thanks so much for having me. Thanks, Matthew.